record a video for you about the Eclipse Gateway and Venus Retrograde. There is an astrologer that I follow named Elizabeth Peru. Follow her on YouTube. I've been, oh my gosh, I don't even remember how long I've been following her. At least 10 years. And I don't like watch and read every single thing she posts, but her videos about this gateway really caught my eye, especially because I'm feeling everything that she's talking about, and I know you guys are too. So I found myself starting to take notes when I was watching the first video, and then I went through 4 of them for like an entire month's worth because they were weekly, and I took notes on all of them, so I wanted to share it with you guys too. It just so happened, it felt like kismet that I decided to come to the beach today with my daughter to get my favorite pizza and just enjoy the waves. I love to just sit and watch the waves and meditate. And I watched her most recent video before coming as well, and it like rounds out everything. Like the video started with the beginning of Venus Retrograde and the Eclipse Gateway, and now it's the culmination. So it just felt like kismet, like it's perfect. So it might be a little hard to hear me because the freaking wind is insane today. I'm going to show you guys the waves. I've lived here my whole life. I've never seen it like this, but I don't come to the beach that often either. It's crazy. And I will say the forecast did say windy, so fine. But let's see if we can get a view. I know it's hard to tell, and I feel like we cannot capture motion the same on video, but I love it, and I always try. And I also love that right now you also get the solar frequencies right behind me. So I prepped my notes so that I would be able to go through them easily and time efficiently. So the overall theme, now the hard part is me being able to read them out here, the glare. So the overall theme, I wanted to give you guys the overall theme before I get into like the nitty gritty of what she said about each astrological influence. So I actually quoted this, and this was before I even was taking notes for a video. It may have felt like you're going backward, but you're not. I wrote it down because that's exactly what it felt like for me too. You're going through a life review to see the past from a higher perspective in order to move beyond it now. This is a period of deep review of relationships, finances, self-worth, and soul's desires, leading to mind shifts, mindfulness, re-evaluation of all connections, and in communication and how you communicate and miscommunications and all that type of thing, because of course we have Mercury retrograde as well. I know that's the wind knocking my phone and you're getting flashes of the sun, but I don't know, it feels like spirit-led. Anyway, where was I? Recalibration of your entire life to release what's not in alignment with your soul-led path. And then changes, realignment, and integrating everything that's coming up in the life review for supercharged new beginnings and chapters, purpose, and leadership. Which all sound, it actually is very aligned with my super long ascension talk that I just posted a couple weeks ago for you guys. Like, if you watched through that or parts of that, I talked a lot about chaos and disruption and life being upended in different ways because of how, you know, the old 3D ways and systems and patterns and conditioning are being broken down to be released for new starts and a fresh start and new ways of the world and our individual lives playing out from now on. And so this really goes along with that. The Eclipse Gateway and Venus Retrograde are really playing a pivotal role in all of that as well. I can definitely see that super clearly. I got distracted because like there was a monster wave that came up. We don't get, in South Florida, we don't get crazy high like surfer waves. And I don't know that it was a surfer wave, but it was maybe the biggest one I've ever seen here. Anyway, so let's start with retrograde. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. We're going to talk about Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, both the eclipse gateway, encompassing both eclipses, the equinox, Kali Yuga ending, Mars went direct about a month ago, and Neptune is moving into Aries. These are all things that she highlighted and how they're impacting us at this time. So she pointed out that it's been 7 years since the last time Venus retrograde occurred during the eclipse season, the eclipse gateway. And it highlights self-worth, value, finances, career, your role within society is being reevaluated, or you're reevaluating all of those things. This is an emotional period because it makes you reflect on your past, your youth, your childhood, how you were raised. There's a lot that goes into how you were raised. I've been reflecting on that myself and have had issues come up with that. Because how you were raised teaches you how you interact with others. How you were raised forms your attachment style, which is huge with twin flame relationships. And it impacts you in just so many ways. It impacts you in how you live your life. A lot of times in authoritarian and some authoritative families, children are kind of taught that they have to live based on their parents' rules, and the parents aren't really seeing the children so much as individual people with their own ways of being. Like nowadays, we have learned so much about human design and astrology and all that stuff, and just how the differences in people. I love human design because of how it explains the differences in how people function and how they live their lives. We lost the sun? Oh, it's behind the clouds. That's cool though. I love that. So yeah, it's critical. I mean, if you have multiple kids, each child has different human design and goes about life in all ways in their own unique, I feel repetitive, but in their own unique way. And that's important. That shouldn't be dismissed. Like definitely certain styles of parenting that the parents really focus on what they want and their rules and all of that stuff, and they don't allow consideration for each individual and their needs and how they function and go about life. And I'm understanding that more and more and more, reflecting on it about my life and my daughter's and all sorts of things. So I really feel like, just like it's been coming up for me, it's likely coming up for a lot of you, and it's going to continue to, because it's all of that formed your relationship with yourself, how you love yourself, how you treat yourself, how you feel about yourself, and then that interacts with how you allow others to treat you, how you interact in relationships, all those things, and actually how you interact in romantic relationships as well as family relationships and friend relationships and work relationships. It literally, all of this is the foundation of every single aspect of your life. So the fact that Venus retrograde in the eclipse gateway is bringing all of this up is a very big deal. So she had a list of 7 key points about the Venus retrograde. And I literally was taking notes like I was attending a college course again. Anyway, so number 1, old wounds and unresolved emotions will be coming to the surface, especially around relationships. Number 2, romantic nostalgia during your life review and reflecting on emotions and lessons from past relationships of any kind. Number 3, repressed emotions can surface and purge, and then you will focus on self-love and self-care. Remember that you have to love yourself fully first before someone else can. Someone else's love cannot replace or fill the void from a lack of self-love. But many people are in relationships for that reason, to try to seek the validation and love from their partners that they're not providing for themselves. And that really goes back to childhood. It's not about the partner. It's about your life of leading up to them. And they can't replace that. They can't fill that for you. They can't make you complete. You're already complete. They add to it. You can't expect partners to fill that void. Only you can fill that void. And for twin flames, okay, so obviously some of this I channeled while I was writing too. For twin flames, you cannot achieve union when you're in that mindset. That's part of the journey, healing your wounds and learning how to love yourself fully so that you don't need that from an external source or from your twin flame. Yeah, because she doesn't talk about twin flames. So I added that as I was writing the notes. Number 4, reevaluation of your worth, both internally and externally. So we were discussing internally now, and she made a point of emphasizing your external worth as well. Finances, how you uphold your worth with others, like in how they treat you and how you get paid for work, how you ask for your worth, how you expect and allow. Oh, I just said that. I said my notes ahead of time. And then how you treat yourself pertaining to all of that too. So that's how you uphold your worth, right? How you treat yourself and how in connection with others and how you allow them to treat you and how you ask for your worth. So this can of course also lead to there's a bird walking right in front of me right now. And I wish I could just turn the camera around. Did you get him? Get him! Yeah! You gotta send that to me. You should have got a video, but that's okay. I'll take the picture. So anyway, as I was saying, so this is all as you reevaluate all of that, how you uphold your worth. That could lead to career moves or starting to do research into new opportunities for yourself. Number 5, increased introspection and mood swings. You'll be extra sensitive, so you can be triggered, and you can also trigger others. Solitude is a good thing right now during this period as you integrate these energies. So the way I wrote this, I'm like, what did I write? Number 6 is refining relationships with people, finances, money, worth, careers, self-worth, and love. And also, that's what it was. She was summarizing. Okay, so we've covered refining relationships, reevaluating, recalibrating with people, finances, money, worth, career, self-worth, and now number 6 is an image, your own image. You might find yourself working on your diet, exercise, wardrobe, anything like that. She said, have you been keeping up with the Joneses or trying to keep up appearances for the public eye or for people around you? This is where authenticity, can you tell if I'm going to be blown away? Can you hear me okay? I hope you can hear me okay, because I feel like I'm going to be blown away. What? I did do a test one first, so it should be okay. But it's just the wind is just getting worse. The waves are also getting worse. So anyway, authenticity rules now and is taking over, and basically, like, when it comes to your image as well, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You know, do take care of yourself, take care of your health, physically, emotionally, and mentally, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You know, eat what you want to eat, dress how you want to dress, strive to take care of yourself in healthy ways, but don't worry about anybody else. Ow! Ooh, my finger just got a cramp, and then it messed up the screen. Okay, there we go. Number 7, anything built on illusions based on dependency or unworthiness, for example, will be exposed so that they can be broken down and removed. So, with all of this taking place, she said, expect to spend time in solitude, expect periods of like less communication with your twin or in general with other people. Like, it's good for everybody. It's good for all of you to spend time in solitude right now. It's a 9 universal year, so it's required as part of your process during this 9 universal year to spend periods of time in solitude working on yourself, going through the introspection. That's when you hear your soul speak. And that's also when you release the buried emotions and the wounds. And all of that is an essential part of the process. This is a recalibration. If anything feels unstable in your life, it's because outdated old patterns are being dismantled. You're not losing anything. Remember that. You're not losing anything. You're releasing the past and finding new authentic aspects of yourself in your life. You're stepping into who you really are on multiple levels. Authenticity is the foundation of self-love, and no external validation from anyone or anything can replace that. Okay, so she also pointed out how Mars went direct about a month ago. I can't remember the exact date. When Mars was direct, it was teaching us how to have a positive use of masculine power to uphold and uplift ourselves and to fortify our strength. Oh my gosh. He just got attacked by the waves that came over the seaweed like you were afraid of. Where we sat down, I made her sit closer to the water, and she's like, we're gonna get attacked by the waves here. And sure enough, it started to approach. We had to move back. Anyway, going back to the Mars direct thing. Over the last 3 months especially, you may have felt more triggered or reactive about situations. Mars has been teaching us to acknowledge our feelings and honor them instead of squashing them or repressing them anymore. To accept who we are and to observe, detach, and accept them as the message and the lessons work through us, and we're integrating them, okay? She said that Mars direct energy, Mars went direct, so in the last 3 months while it was still retrograde, that's how it would have been. I said that wrong, but now it's direct again. So the energy of the Mars retrograde is in the process of subsiding, and we're going back to normal, but it taught us, the Mars retrograde taught us those lessons as it was shifting through that journey and going direct now. I bet you some of those people could surf those waves, because some of those are getting really big. You're not listening to me because you think I'm talking to the camera, but she has no idea I was talking to her. Huh? I said, I wonder if some of the surfers could surf those because they're getting really big. Not for very long. No, not for very long. Boogie board. You can boogie board them. Anyway. You would also have been feeling life shifting a lot since mid-December in preparation of eclipse season as well. Okay, so now this is actually shifting ahead, but I because she referenced the masculine energy, I wanted to talk about this here now too. Is the sun? I guess it's behind the building now. So March 29th and Sunday to Monday, Neptune is shifting into Aries, which is the first time this has happened in 160 years. So for the next decade or so, the masculine is going to be completely transformed, and that's definitely going to be super helpful for the twin flame divine masculines. The next few decades are going to bring a lot of chaos on our planet, which makes sense with the ascension path that we're on. Chaos of the mind, because the old has to give way so that the new can enter. And for those who don't know how to handle it, aren't prepared to handle it, it's gonna play out for some in aggressive or haphazard manners. So have that understanding of what's going on, what's playing out for everyone around you as well, okay? And that is something else that definitely was highlighted in the long ascension discussion that I posted a couple weeks ago. I highly recommend watching. I know it like friggin' spirit channeled so much and it ended up being 4 hours. I don't know how much time passes, but I do think that it's a good listen in portions. So while you're working through all of these energies with the Neptune moving into Aries, Mars going direct, and all of these shifts and the changes with the masculine energy, work on restoring balance and harmony. Make yourself the project during this period rather than blaming others or external causes. Our ego tends to do that. Our personality and our ego tends to do that when we're struggling or triggered or whatever. We point at others and blame others, but you need to reflect on yourself and how you got to where you are and why and who you are. Like, you should look up your human design and learn about why you function the way that you do, and make yourself the project, like she says. Take responsibility and accountability, and then you will be able to grow and evolve and move along with ascension instead of feeling like it's happening to you. Clear your energy, clear your space, your home, your car, your work spaces. Expand your heart space so that your soul can come through. Neptune in Aries also means practical spirituality. It means, and this was from today's video, and I so resonated with it. Embedding, and embodying in our everyday lives what the spiritual role model looks like, sounds like, and behaves like. 5D living, rather than just simply understanding the 5D perspective, like embodying it and living it. Understanding your soul, and embodying your true authentic soul self in your normal everyday life all the time. Not having a spiritual life that is separate from your physical 3D life. Integrating them together so that your spirituality is leading your life overall in all ways, not just like compartmentalized, basically. Practical, grounded spirituality, and you are the role model of it. You become and embody the role model of practical spirituality, so that we are no longer feeling like we have to hide or can't speak about that side of ourselves. We are happily and openly living it now, because we are the torchbearers and the way showers, leading humanity during this period of ascension of embracing and embodying spirituality. Influences from Mercury retrograde, miscommunications and communication issues, of course, but the past being revisited. So in those miscommunications, you may have the past being revisited, brought up, misunderstandings revealed. You're going to be re-evaluating how you communicate and learning to communicate with authenticity and integrity from your soul instead, and from a genuine flow. On the other side of this Eclipse Gateway portal, you're going to be stronger, more resilient, more aligned, and in flow with that, integral and aligned life. With the Eclipse Gateway as well, the universe is bringing you what's in alignment with your highest good. Anything that is not aligned with your highest good and your soul path will be exposed, released, and let go. This will happen naturally. It's not something that you even need to consciously choose to do or focus on. I mean, you might, but it will all happen and play out exactly how it needs to. You just have to be strong enough to allow it to occur and not fight it. Don't try to control anything that's not in your control. Focus on you, yourself, and where you place your energy, how you react to things, how you spend your time, I should say, your priorities, your passion, and your love, and how you're sharing your love. Woo, I just got blasted with water and vapor. And accordingly, your life will recalibrate in positive ways. You allow whatever is in your highest good to come into alignment, and however that needs to play out, it will. There will be endings and new beginnings, changes in relationships, career, and more. Chaos, because all of these things are upending, and what needs to be realigned and recalibrated will be. We need to allow it because it's soul-led, and when it's finished, painful episodes will decrease and lessen, and we'll have greater meaning, satisfaction, happiness, joy, and peace in our lives. She pointed out that you may find that even like your car and your home may either need to be decluttered, decleaned, or they might need work, like your car might need work, or maybe your house needs work, and that's because they're a reflection and an extension of ourselves. And as we are realigning and shifting in our lives as people, so are our spaces and our homes and our cars and all that stuff too. It's basically like mirroring what we're experiencing. There's also a solar wind, she called it a solar wind stream, which I'm not sure if that's a solar flare or not. There's a solar wind stream open on the side of the sun that is looking like it is going to, the energy from it is going to envelop the earth this weekend, which is naturally in alignment with the completion of the eclipse energies. So that is going to be supercharging us with higher vibration frequency that is going to basically elevate and accelerate and intensify the entire process. So this weekend is an energy changeover point, and we need to focus on observing and allowing it to play out in ourselves energetically and in our worlds. I would also say, if you're super tired, let yourself sleep and rest, and just go with the flow. Don't try and force anything. Just go with the flow while all of these energies are integrating. We also gateway as well, of course. So that brought about great emotional shifts, heart opening, becoming more vulnerable. A lot of soul direction being downloaded while you're sleeping, which could wake you up a lot. So basically, if you've been having trouble sleeping the last couple weeks, it's because of all of this soul guidance and soul direction being downloaded into you from your higher self, from your spirit team. And it's normal. It should start to improve in the coming weeks. Pain and patterns that have been locked in your cells and your physical body are being released. So you may feel that physically as well. Like you may feel aches and pains, and I'm not even sure exactly, but you just may feel those releases in your physical body as well. Do you understand that everything that we go through, from past lives to the current lifetime traumas, emotional and spiritual stress and traumas, like it gets integrated into our physical bodies as well, and it comes out as chronic pain and injuries and things like that. So that's what she's talking about when she says pain and patterns are locked in your cells and your physical body. So it is a good thing about it being released, even if it might hurt along the way. And then lastly, she discussed how there are cultures and spiritualities that believe the Kali Yuga is ending or ended with on March 21st, which is in conjunction with the equinox. This is a Hindu tradition. In Hindu, there are 4 great ages. The Kali Yuga is the dark ages, the ages of depression and degradation. We've been in the Kali Yuga, the dark ages, for several thousand years, and the Hindu scholars say this is completing on March 21st. So this would feel like the end of an era and the doorway into a new higher gateway for our highest good, which, hallelujah. Alice Bailey, the mother of the New Age, a teacher of esoteric wisdom, said that every 25th year of each century, the great spiritual hierarchy of light meets in Shambhala and decides where humanity is going to move for the next 100 years. That would be in May, around Buddha's birthday. And the way that I understand that, basically, in the 25th year of every century, which we're in the 25th year, the ascended masters of the highest light meet at the spiritual retreats center in Shambhala, which is a spiritual astral portal type of location, and that is rumored to be in the excuse me, it is rumored to be in the Himalayas near Nepal. And so, like, you wouldn't physically see them, but if you can raise your vibration to interact with them and communicate with them, you would be able to do that there. You can do that in meditation at any time, but she has said that every 25th year they meet there and make these decisions about where humanity is going in the next 100 years. So that's kind of cool, and coming up in May. 2025 is also the 9 universal year, the year of the empowered soul. There are many significant, profound, great astrological movements happening this year. It's a pivotal year of breakthrough, changeover, and transformation, recalibration, and initiation. Every day, be open to the new. Your soul is leading you and taking over from the ego center and the personality. Well, let's say the ego center. She uses the word personality instead of ego center, but I think ego center is better. So your soul is leading you and taking over from the ego. So basically, the little devil and the little angel's taking over, and the little angel is you. Don't be in resistance to this. A wise divine soul is out in front and taking the lead, and you are the wise divine soul, along with the spirit team that you work with. And the more you fight it, the more the ego fights it, the harder and more painful it's going to be. The next 2 weeks are the lead out and the integration of the eclipse energies and shifts. We are bringing the changes into our lives, and we are embodying them. So that's what's going to naturally be happening over the course of the next 2 weeks. We slowly integrate back into our lives, so like go from solitude and introspection to more, interaction and not having like the chaotic energies so much. We start to embody our soul truths, start living our next chapter as we're integrating all the changes that I just discussed. don't slip back into complacency. Be careful about not going backwards. If you go backwards, you're just going to have to do it all again. You're going to have to feel it all again in the next eclipse season. So make it easier for yourself by implementing progressive changes as you feel inspired and guided to. You don't have to do everything all at once. You can take baby steps, but continue to implement those changes. And her advice for how to navigate this is be calm, be considerate, be the observer. Try not to get involved in conflict right now. Be the voice of wisdom. Ask your soul to guide and lead you. Move knowingly and listen more than you speak. Release what's no longer required from old habits and openly ask for the new to enter your life. Like you're literally like asking your soul to bring the new in and to help you embody it. Journal, meditate, drink lots of water, and trust in your soul's guidance. Trust in your soul's wisdom and trust in your spirit team. So that's everything. I hope it's super helpful for you. It's been super helpful for me. If you want to look her up, like I said, her name is Elizabeth Peru, P-E-R-U, and you can find her on YouTube. So that's it. It's getting cold out here. South Florida, it's in the 70s right now, 80s during the day, and the wind is making it cold. My daughter's freezing. We're gonna go.
It's attacking my eyes.
And the sea salt is attacking our eyes. You can actually see the water vapor from the sea salt, like hovering above this, flying over the tops of the sand on the beach. We're gonna go eat pizza now. So,
Bye-bye.
have a good partial solar eclipse tomorrow morning, wherever you are in the world. There is an eclipse tomorrow, but it's not this one here. Bye-bye.